Alright, so if you're wondering why this sounds a little bit different, it is because I'm actually recording two videos right now. Believe it or not, how wasteful, eh? But the camera I'm using right now is a Panasonic PVL608, and it's got a little bit of audio, it's speed problem, that doesn't seem to affect the video as much as it does the audio. And so I like the camera's video output, so I'm going to continue to use the camera, but I'm trying to record an external audio source just so that it doesn't sound, all warbly or whatever. So what you're looking at right now is actually a section of the room that has been put together for a while. Here we can get an idea as to what it looks like. Kind of a disaster. It's actually cleaner than it was. It gets to be an even bigger disaster if you look over here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to embark on a project. And this is not going to be my actually doing the project. Well, it will be, but I'm going to split it up into different videos because I'm sure that... no, maybe I won't split it up into different videos. I might just record it all in one video. That might be a good thing to do. But what's going to end up happening is I'm going to be moving the entire studio around because I want to get rid of that junk that's right there. So I don't know how long this project is going to take. I want to get it done all this weekend, but I just don't think that I've got the time or the patience to do it all this weekend. And yes, there is in fact toilet paper here in this room. Don't ask, it's there for a reason, but I don't want to disclose that reason live. Well, actually, okay, I'll say that it's for cleaning up small messes just in case I knock something over on the air because I've done that several times. That's why it's in here. Okay, anyways. What's going to end up happening is I'm going to be, hopefully today, in just a few minutes, all of the contents on the top of every single one of those drawer tower shelf things is going to be coming off. That includes the clocks, everything. It's all going to be coming off of there. The cabling is going to be coming out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the stuff out of here that doesn't really need to be in here. I'm going to probably end up switching those two drawer towers around because this table, everything is going to be coming off the table. Absolutely, and I do mean everything is coming off the table. All the wires, everything. I'm going to be rewiring this area because it's kind of a mess. I'll be perfectly honest with you. It's worse than it should be. Everything was just kind of plopped down haphazardly because it was added on after the fact. You've got such things as that. They need to not happen. So all of that stuff is going to be coming off. I think the printer is going to go downstairs. But everything else is going to stay in here. And this table is going to be moving over there. In fact, it's going to be moving far enough over there that I should be able to put this desk... And I'm going to take everything off the desk too. Everything's coming off of everything basically. From that corner over there all the way around to here. Everything's coming off. Or coming out, such as the case may be. And that desk is going to be moving against the wall over there. Which means that there are some clocks that are going to have to move. Lots of things are going to have to move because the eventual plan is to put a shelving unit, a metal shelf in here where that stuff is. So I can get rid of that thing that's right there, or maybe keep it, maybe put it underneath the table or something. But the big thing that I want to do is I want to get rid of all of this stupid stereo that's right here because there is absolutely no excuse for this piece of crap that doesn't work very well. Actually, it doesn't really work at all anymore. For that to be there. All it's doing is holding up all the stereo equipment. That's a lot of stereo equipment, too. So I don't want it to be sitting there any longer. I'm just tired of it being there, to be perfectly honest. So it's going to all move. I don't know what size of shelving unit I'm going to get just yet. But also, one other thing that you can see is it overhangs a little bit. The big problem, and the reason why I need to do this remove in the first place, is because I can't just push this bed, which once again is a mess. I can't just push this bed up against the wall or further to the wall because it basically already is against the wall. There's about an inch of space between the bed and the wall, which isn't all that good. So There you go. That's basically why I'm doing this whole thing in the first place. So there's an idea as to what's going on. I'm going to get started with some of the prep work, which is to say basically all of this stuff is coming off. That's really it. So let's get started with that. The other thing that's going to happen before I even continue is all of those CDs that are there and all that stuff, those are going to go in the CD rack that's in the closet because that's where they belong in the first place. And I don't really see a reason to have them all sitting there. So that's going to be a thing that happens as well. Alright, so here's what's going on so far. Clean up with the bombed Walmart that used to be here is in full swing right now. Lots of stuff that's going to disappear. I think that unfortunately that keyboard that's right there is probably just going to end up in the trash because it's just a useless piece of crap, really. To be quite frank about it, I don't have any use for a keyboard like that, so. But I don't know. It's not likely to be hooked up to the... I was originally going to hook it up to the NAS that was sitting over there, but I don't really think I'm going to do that because the NAS is going to be hooked into a KVM switch, and the KVM switch has got that sitting on it. So, I don't know. I paid $3 for that key. Actually, it was $4 for that keyboard, though, so I'd like to get some money out of it. Maybe I'll sell it on eBay or do something else with it, but I don't really have a use for it. And other than that, most of it's just receipts. In fact, let me show you something. I bought this stack of boxes over here, and in particular, this black box down here, it's painted black actually, it used to be part of a school project for a high school science class, has got a nice big opening cut out in it, so I've been using it to store receipts. Look at all of those, and I'm not even half done yet. There's still a lot of receipts in that pile. I'm not sure how I came to amass so many receipts, but I did. So, there you go. So that's underway right now. Hopefully that will get done sooner rather than later. But for now, there's your status update on the project. You can see the time on your screen. I don't think I'm going to get to any of the major moving tonight because I want to actually sleep on my bed, which is right now not really inhabitable. So that will definitely have to be a thing. But in the meantime, well, there you go. Okay, I think you'll agree that is a million times better. At least the floor is. The bed is not so much a good story. But we're going to bring out a vacuum cleaner. And this is a vacuum cleaner that I have been making some trash pick videos of because that's where it came from. And apparently people don't like those videos because every single one of them has got at least 2 dislikes on it, at least as far as I remember. But you know what? We're going to use it because it's my channel and I'll do whatever I want. And it really does help give these kinds of things a little bit of use. I'm going to get that out of the way first, though. Okay, so here we go. Let me see if I can do this with one hand. I'm surprised. I haven't been able to do that with it very often. Because it's actually got a broken mount for that piece. Listen to that. Damn. So there you go. Now it's clean. I just got to get rid of the rest of that. And I know I've already cleaned all of this before, but you know what they say about getting lax about things? There you go. That's what's been going on. And I've just got too much stuff, really, to be able to put it in an organized fashion somewhere, so it has to go on things like this chair, and the floor over there, and the floor over here. But really, the majority of it was receipts and bags, and it's all that's what's over there, so not a big deal to me, but it is what it is, I guess. Alright, as you can see, some progress has been made. Not totally done clearing stuff off of those. But if I've measured things correctly, and I think I have, I should only need to move this table about as far as, excuse me, the edge of that blue thing over there. Just about that far, because that's about 32 inches. Actually, it's a little bit more than 32 inches, and that desk is also more than 32 inches wide, so, or, sorry, less than 32 inches wide. Oh, that desk is less, okay, the desk is less than 32, but I've measured 32 just so I've got a little bit of buffer just in case something goes wrong in the measurements, and this is more than 32, so I should be okay. I've built in a little bit of a buffer, so that way if something happens to go wrong, something is a little bit wider than I thought it was, then it's not that big of a deal. But next on my list, I'm clearing off everything that's on those two right there, because I don't need to worry about those for now. If I do need to worry about them, then we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And then everything on this table is going to disappear, and then everything on that is going to disappear. I'm not sure if I'm going to get all of that done tonight. Hoping to, because it certainly shouldn't take that long. It's just a lot of reorganization that's going to need to take place. A lot of things that are going to have to find a new home because they just won't fit where they currently are, especially those boxes down there and the wiring and all of that associated stuff. So, needless to say, this is just going to be a fun time for all involved. And I'm probably going to have to get a couple of TV tables up here for temporary storage because obviously with the shelving unit in there, it's going to be a little bit bigger. I'll be able to put a little bit more on it than what I can now. So, we'll see. We'll see how this all works out. Alright, so here's the progress so far. It looks like I've made a mess out of a little bit more, but holy crap! Most of it's actually clean now. Well, this is clean, mostly anyways. This is not. I don't think I'm going to be sleeping on my bed tonight. Because I don't know if I'm going to get everything all done today. I don't know what I'm going to do with some of the stuff. I think it's probably going to sit on the desk as just storage. Just a storage mechanism because I've still got all of that stuff that I need to take off of there. The keyboard, the camera, probably that HP print calc, those there. Everything that's sitting on top of there, except for maybe the lamp. I can probably put the lamp on top of all of that stuff temporarily. But it's looking good so far. I've been doing some cleaning of the desk surface. You can see, obviously, it's needed it for a while. So I'm hoping the computer is going to be the last thing that I take out because I need that for a lot of things. It's my main computer after all. So that's probably going to stay on the desk, at least temporarily. So I'm going to deal with everything else now. The printer is going downstairs today because I don't think I'm going to be able to find room up here for it because I don't use it very often, and there are other people in the house that can probably get more use out of it than I can, so what the hell. It's a network printer anyways, so I can still access it from up here. I just don't want it taking up space, so it'll probably sit downstairs somewhere. I don't know where yet. I don't know if the natives are even going to like my putting that printer downstairs, but hey, if they could use it, what's the point of keeping it up here? Alright, here's the progress now. There's a little bit of rain going on outside. Windows open because it's absolutely stinking hot in here. This is a mess, but that will be dealt with. I might just leave it on here, actually, because I don't really think I've got space over in that mess. That's everything that came from those two, really. Those two things there and this table. Looks like the wind picked up. Wind and rain picked up again. I've got to do something about that power supply, and I've also got to do something about the outlet back there, because I realized that, well, I can't really access that outlet if I've got this sitting right behind it. So, not that I could access it anyways, because it's always been, covered up by all of that stuff down there. Which will also have to move, because it can't remain there. That was another thing I neglected to realize, but that won't be that big of a deal. What I think is going to happen is that outlet strip that's covered with all of that junk down there is going to go to the wall. Once I move all this stuff, of course, it's going to go to the wall, and then The other outlet strips will come out from that. They'll come out from the wall. That's how I think it's going to work. That one will be unaffected, as will all the stuff back there. But what I'm thinking also of doing is switching the position of that drawer tower there with that collection of boxes, because the boxes are going to have to move as well. There's just a lot of stuff that's going to have to move in order to make this project a reality. So I'm going to have to get started on that, and then I'm going to get started with cleaning off all the junk that's on top of this. That's really what's going to take the most of my time, is all of the stuff that's on top of this. Alright, I think we're ready. Yes, I know it's a mess. I'm perfectly aware of this. But the truth of the matter is, this is all temporary. It's just a temporary mess while I move everything around, but the table is going to get moved, and we are going to do it on video. So, this ought to be good. Alright, I think that's pretty much good. I'll do some final moving off camera, and there we go. Check it out, folks. I just found the rest of the tripod I smashed. Come on, focus. You have no idea how amusing that is. But I'm going to be doing some temporary reorganization. These are going to move so I can deal with the power situation back there before I deal with the power situation back there. So one thing is going to have to happen before the other. I've already dealt with that. What's plugged into it right now is actually my phone, which I'm using to record the audio on this. But let me get started on that, so there's less yakking and more doing. That's really the thing here, as I have to do everything. I can't just sit here and talk about it. Especially now that I've started. I can't just leave it like this. Because there are people that want a live show, especially by Tuesday. I should be able to get this done before Tuesday, though. Once I move all that stuff, well, we should be ready to move the desk. I'll tell you what, I'm looking real forward to getting that desk back there, because that thing is heavy. Very heavy. I'm hoping that there's enough space, but there certainly should be. If there isn't, I don't know what I'm going to do. I may, cry or something. But look at all that stuff that's underneath there. I may have to move some of that first. Man, okay, I don't usually swear on my videos, and this is your indication to mute the speakers. And I'm aware that potentially this video might not be able to get monetized now that I'm going to swear in it, but you want to know how little I care about that? Well, about how little I think I'm going to censor this. I'm glad this is done and over with, but fucking hell. That desk is heavy. And I don't think that it's heavy because of all the stuff that's sitting in it. I think it's heavy because it's actually made out of real materials. None of this is particle board. This is real. I think it's maple, actually, that this is made out of. It's either maple or oak or something else. But it's not particle board. It's not pressed board. It's not anything like that. It is actual real wood. You would never find something like this in a store. Actually, I think ever. I think my grandfather actually made this. So there's that. Everything is now in place. I know that looks kind of weird, but whatever. What are you going to do, eh? Not much. And I'm not going to do much about it either. But all the placements are done. I just need to get the shelving unit in here, which means that there's going to be even more crap moving around because I have to somehow get it in this place. And I think what I'm going to do is I am going to restrict myself to maybe 50 to 52 inches wide, or in length, I guess, because with this open, I measured it. With this open, I can get about 54 inches from the edge of this straight to the edge of the bed that's over there. But I don't want to do that because I want there to actually be some space. Because what if I need extra space for this to swing up? I don't know if that's necessary, but if it is, then I want to actually have that. But I'll tell you what, this is definitely taking shape. Unfortunately, two of my clock radios, they're actually not clock radios. Two of my, two of my clocks actually fell behind there while I was trying to move this stuff around. So that's unfortunate. But it means now that I'm going to have to do some serious moving of stuff from here, probably over to that side of the room, because that'll be the area that it goes. And the vacuum cleaner is not going to stay in here either. And I think that will allow me to get a shelving unit in here. And that will allow me to do everything that I wanted. I hope I didn't cut my hand by moving that table, because that's not exactly... I don't think all of this is sanded. So it's sharp wood, and I could very easily have cut myself on it, but it looks like I didn't. And we're almost running out of tape. Hopefully this tape, I don't have to put another tape in this too, but either way, there you go. So there's a current update on this project, as of the date that you see on your screen. Tomorrow we'll be getting the shelving unit, and I'll be completing this project. Maybe not tomorrow exactly, but it will be done by Monday at least. Today is the big day. All of the stuff here is going to be moving, because the shelf is up there. And we'll get a closer look at it in a minute. So if we take a look here, let me turn the light on. The wall is barren. Unfortunately, yeah, I had to remove the whiteboard and it didn't come off cleanly. But I didn't really expect that it would. Okay, now that we're back after a battery failure that I think is completely ridiculous. Like I was saying, don't think there was any way I could fix that. But let's go over and take a look at our shelving unit, which I now have to try to do when I'm tethered, because I don't have a battery that's actually charged. So this is what we got. I'm probably going to run out of tape here in a minute. Just a little 5-tier shelving unit, black finish. For whatever reason, it was $50 cheaper. Actually, I think it was $60 cheaper to get this one than it was the chrome-plated one. I don't quite understand why that is. But I'm going to take this apart. Hopefully everything is there. And we'll get ready to set this up. Okay, here's the progress so far. Those black things are actually supposed to be protective things for shipping. But what I'm doing right now is I'm positioning stuff the way that I would like to have it on the broadcast. So this is, what's right here is going to be computers and power delivery and all of that. This is going to be all the stereo stuff. I'll probably put stereo stuff underneath it, which is why I have this shelf up so high. There'll be some whatever pieces of stereo equipment I can fit under there are going to go under there. And then the next shelf is probably going to be the computer and all of that. I don't know if all of the stereo equipment's going to go here, but it might, because I might also use this bottom shelf for it. I want to put all the heavy stuff on the bottom. That way, if this thing falls over or whatever, then it won't be that big of a deal. Although it will be, but it also won't be. So we'll see how this all goes. I'm not sure what's going to go on the top yet. Will be stuff. But this fan is actually going to be used to cool off the RCA CD changer that's sitting right there. Oh, well, I got cut off because the tape ran out. So this fan, like I said, was going to be used for the RCA because it puts out so much heat that it's just unbelievable how much heat this CD changer puts out. So we'll see if that'll help cool it off a little bit. I don't think it's going to do anything, but I need to account for that, so that's why it's here. Oh, the vacuum cleaner is just turned on. The bathroom project is being worked on right now, so that's what that was all about. But anyways, I'm going to put the little, because I need to put these things on. There's another row of things that go up higher. I'm going to have to put those on next. And then we'll place the other computers and things. And then hopefully that will be it. And I'll figure out the other placements for the other things afterwards. The shelving unit is now completely in place. Now it's just the arduous task of taking everything that is on the bed and the table right now and putting it back here. Oh yeah, and right there too. Wow. I could probably, I didn't even think about this. I could probably take, right now, I can take those laptop bags and put them on the top shelf or that shelf, because I only think I'm going to need 3 shelves for all of the studio stuff. Like maybe a camera and, let's see, what could I put there? Camera, I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure everything out, but certainly going to be interesting, and hopefully everything is going to work out in my favor, and I won't have to deal with a lack of studio space any longer. That pile of papers is probably going to go on the top, though, as well as maybe some of that stuff. Because I don't know. I don't really use that often. That's legal-sized papers, so. Let's get started. Alright, so you can see the date, time and date on your screen. It's now Monday. And I think I can truthfully finally say that we are mostly done. Unfortunately, my headphones that I was using to record the audio earlier were destroyed in a complete act of just gravity defiance by the HP computer that is sitting down there. I don't know what that thing did, really exactly, but it was gymnastic, it was gravity defying, it was stupid, and it destroyed my headphones. But oh well, we can't have everything. So, those are gone. I'm going to get another pair that's got a headset on it, which is a wee bit irritating. Actually, I think I have a pair. I have a pair of Apple EarPods. I'm going to have to use those. But for now, this is the current state of the shelf. Not ideal. It's not completely ideal. But oh man, let me tell you, it is a lot better than it was. I actually have storage space now, where I didn't before. So now the big deal is going to be just getting all this stuff off the bed. It's not done yet. Not done. Not out of the woods. Because I still have that pile of massive mess over there to deal with. But I think that for now, what's going to happen is I'm just going to deal with the stuff that's on the bed. And I'll save things like that, and this, and that for tomorrow. Because I need to get to bed. I need to get up tomorrow for work. And I want to actually sleep in my bed tonight. There you go. There's a quick little, almost conclusion. We're getting close. There'll probably be a live stream tomorrow about this, but probably won't know about that until well after the fact, because I don't tend to edit videos in a very timely fashion at all. So, there you go. Alright, after a quick doctoring of my VHS-C tape, just made an update on the bathroom project, and now it is time for an update on the bedroom project. Now, I'm not sure if I mentioned that I unfortunately lost my microphone that I was originally using. It was an earphone microphone that I had hooked up to my iPod here. My iPhone, actually. I'm sorry. I'm not in a good frame of mind to be making a video right now. I'm kind of tired, but it's been a long day. But either way, that HP computer down there committed an act of gravity defiance. I don't even know how it did it, but it managed to break those earphones. And I don't have another pair of earphones that has an internal microphone. So that's why this sounds a little different. I tried those earpods. I think they're supposed to have an internal microphone, but it doesn't seem to actually be working. But either way, this is the current state of things. This is pretty much done. I don't think I've got anything left to do here, except maybe a little bit of cable organization, but I don't think I'm going to bother because I'm lazy. But that should be everything on there. So the big thing now is going to be to clean up this area over here. and do the floor in front of it as well. The floor is kind of a disaster zone, but that can be fixed. So the stuff that's on there is going to be coming off of there today. Those computers are going to get distributed. Ouch, that hurt. Don't know what that was all about. And the other crap that's on there is also going to get dealt with. So I don't know when that's going to happen. I'm thinking of adding another clock because I can. I need to set those. None of them are set. Not sure how well you can see them. I have the LCD monitor turned off because I don't want to drain the battery on this thing too fast. So you can see they need to get set, but that should get done soon enough. I think I've got capacity for adding one more clock to that. Not that it really matters. I might just not bother and leave it open, because I don't care that much, to be perfectly honest with you. And what else? I think that's really it. I can't use my hand to point because obviously I have to hold this now, but oh well. Can't have everything, really. So I'm going to get started with that. We're going to have a look at what the final product will look like. Alright, folks. This is the current state of the project. Not really much has happened, because I just really, frankly, have not had the time. Those clocks are going to get set right now, but the computers are positioned, and that's really all that I've done. My next point of doing is going to be to deal with the rest of the junk that is sitting on top of here, and these laptops that are sitting here, the laptop bags, and the junk that's on the floor. Probably mostly the floor. And all that stuff is positioned at least. The halogen spotlight really does sap the battery. But we should be okay. This TV table is not going to be staying in here, because really I don't think that I need to keep it. But this is basically just your little general overview of what is going on right now with this particular project. It's been how long since I started? Quite a long time, actually. Almost a month. Alright, so I know that there are probably going to be people in the world who are upset that I'm not cleaning up all this junk in this video, but I think that the video's run its course. The whole point of the video was to install this thing, this shelf, and that's done. And to get all the stuff on the shelf, it's basically arranged the way that I want it to be. Everything is here the way that it should be. And I've moved everything around. It's fine. You know, that's the purpose of the video. The purpose of the video was not to clean the floor. That's what the point of the time to clean house sections of video is for. So that's going to conclude this part of the bedroom project. I think the next part is going to be maybe installing some wooden shelving on the wall there for holding other things like clock radios and getting stuff off the floor. And so that'll be a thing, and then maybe, just maybe, there'll be an extension of that table that'll go all the way over there. But I don't think I'm going to need it that much. I may just do it anyways. But the big problem is really going to be that right there, cleaning up all this junk, because that's a fire escape, and I need to be able to get out of here in the event of a fire without tripping on anything. So that'll be a thing, but I think until that's really a big deal, I'm going to finish this off. So thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And this is CP666 signing off. I hope to see you next time. Till then, that's all.